Welcome on by way of segregated primary schools. That's a wiki time for science, and as you know, we have started our revision from the last episode, and today we will have another revision, another episode of what we have decided all this semester. So please have a pen and some papers, and if you can record this episode because it contains many important questions and a very important selection of questions. So if you can record this episode or try to watch it on our Facebook page or on YouTube, and if you record it, it will be better. So now let's start without delaying our first question, which is the give reason question. In this question, I beg you, please read the question carefully to know what is wanted from you correctly. لازم اعرف سؤال كويس قوي عشان اعرف مطلوب مني ايه بالظبط اجاوبه. So again, give reason question is a very important question and is very easy at the same time if only you understand the question. So please understand or read the question carefully to understand it. So let's start with the first question that says, number one, cerebellum is very important in our body. Cerebellum is very important part in our body. Cerebellum, المخيخ, cerebellum is very important part of the human body. دايما لما يقول لي اي organ اي عضو هو ليه مهم او حتى device جهاز درسناه او system لازم اعرف كانه بالظبط بيقول لي ايه هي وظيفته. Again, cerebellum is very important part of the human body. Cerebellum is very important part of the human body. So the answer would be that because it maintains the balance of the body. Because it maintains the balance of the body. إنه بيحافظ على توازن الجسم. يبقى وظيفة السيربيلم أو المخيخ هو اللي بيحافظ أو بيحفظ توازن الجسم أثناء المشي أو أثناء الحركة. So the question says again, cerebellum is very important part of our body, of the human body. So the answer would be because it maintains the balance of the body. لأنه بيحافظ على توازن الجسم. Another question. The question says, the rib cage surrounds both heart and the two lungs. The rib cage surrounds both heart and the two lungs. هنا بيقول لي ليه rib cage بيحيط بالheart والlungs القلب والرئتين. So the answer will be to protect them from damage, for protection or to protect them from damage عشان يحميهم من أي تلف أو أي صدمات. So again, the rib cage surrounded both heart and the two lungs to protect them from damage. Another question. Leaving spaces between railway tracks. Leaving spaces between railway tracks. ليه بنسيب مسافات أو فراغات أو gaps between railway tracks من قضبان السكة الحديدية. The answer will be that to avoid bending or buckling that cause accident. احنا نتجنب الانحناء أو الثنايات اللي بتحصل أثناء الصيف أو أثناء الهot weather وده بيسبب accidents. So again, to avoid bending or buckling that cause accidents. Again, the question says leaving spaces between railway tracks to avoid bending or buckling that will cause accidents. So again, you know that railway tracks are made of iron, and the iron is a metal that expands by heating and contracts by cooling. So we must leave space between the tracks of the railway tracks. Why? Or give reason to avoid bending or buckling that cause accident. Another question. Clear lime water is used in detecting carbon dioxide. I remind you, فكركم, we have seen a very important video about this experiment. شفنا فيديو مهم قوي للتجربة ديت. Clear lime water changes milky. Why? Because it turns milky during the carbon dioxide bathing through it. So now we have a caller from Cairo. Noha, how are you, Noha? Noha, how are you? Noha?
Hello?
Hello, Noha. How are you, Noha?
I'm fine.
Okay, you have a question, Noha, or you want to be asked?
Like question.
You have a question?
Yes.
Okay, before you answer this question, okay, give me your question, Noha.
ممكن تقول السؤال تاني?
You have a question, Noha, or you want to be asked?
No, I want to be asked.
You want to be asked. Okay, the question says, Noha, give reason, okay?
Okay.
Give reason. Clear lime water is used in detecting carbon dioxide. Clear lime water بستخدمها عشان اكشف عن الكربون دايوكسيد. detect يعني يكشف عنها.
Due to calcium carbonate.
Yeah.
Due to calcium carbonate.
Yes, because carbon dioxide changes lime water milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate through it. Very good, no, excellent. Because carbon dioxide changes what? Changes lime water milky or cloudy or turbid. Why? Or give reason. That's your question. That's your answer. Because it forms calcium carbonate which is what نهى؟
ايه؟
احنا عارفين الكالسيوم كربونات ايه علاقته بالميه؟ باللايم ووتر؟
كربونات ايه علاقته بالميه؟
soluble ولا insoluble؟ which is insoluble in water. So another question نهى. Nitrogen
It turns
is used.
to milky.
Yeah, it turns to milk. So another question. The question says nitrogen is used in filling car tires. Nitrogen is used in filling car tires or planes.
Because it fixes the volume of temperature of car.
هو your answer isn't accurate. إجابة صح بس مش دقيقة أوي نوعها. Okay. So the answer will be accurate by that because nitrogen volume doesn't affect when temperature increases. Because nitrogen volume doesn't affect or isn't affected when temperature changes or when temperature increases. Okay.
Okay.
Another question now. I will give you this question. Okay. Can you
Okay.
give me one difference only between the two types of thermometers, medical and Celsius one? One difference only.
ممكن تعيد السؤال تاني؟
Give me one difference between medical thermometer and the Celsius thermometer.
Constriction.
Constriction, very good, excellent. Constriction is found in what thermometer?
Medical thermometer.
Why? Give reason. There is a constriction in the medical thermometer.
To prevent mercury from returning back.
Excellent, Noah, very good. There is a constriction in the medical thermometer. Give reason to prevent mercury from going back. Okay, Noah, can you give me another difference between mass and weight? You remember? Another difference between mass and weight. Noah, you are still with us?
أقول الديفينيشن ولا؟
Anything, any difference in definition, measuring unit, measuring tools, any difference. أي اختلاف بينهم، أي فرق.
الماس الكيلوغرام والجرام والويت النيوتن.
Yeah, mass is measured in kilogram, gram, or ton, but weight is measured in Newton. Very good, excellent. Another difference, the definition.
Definition.
Yeah.
Mass is a matter in an object.
Mass is the amount of matter in an object. Very good. So what about weight?
الويت it attracts the body to ground اللي هي الأير.
Is the gravitational force by which the body is attracted toward the earth. Yeah, excellent. You have another difference, Noah?
Yes, the weight be measured by spring scale.
Weight is measured by spring scale. Yeah. Mass is measured by what? Mass is measured by balance scale or sensitive to scale. Okay, Noah, thank you very much. You are a good student and study hard. So have a very, very important selection of questions. Thank you very much, Noah, for your participation. So now let's back to our give reason questions. Please concentrate in this question. This question is easy if only you understand this question by reading correctly. So another question says that although oxygen gas is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. Although oxygen gas is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. سؤال بيقول لي هنا بالرغم من الأكسجين بيستهلك في الريسبريشن لكن النسبة بتاعته بتظل ثابتة في الاتموسفير في الهواء. يعني كأنه بيقول لي ما بيخلصش. ليه؟ Because green plants or plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. ربنا خلق كائن مهم جدا، كائن حلو قوي. Please take care of this organism which is the green plants. Green plants or green trees produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. So again, because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. The question again says, although oxygen is consumed during respiration, its percentage remains stable in the atmosphere. So the answer will be that because plants produce oxygen gas during photosynthesis process. Another question. The question says yeast is added during baking bread. Yeast is added بنستخدم الخميرة. Yeast is added during baking bread. الخبيز أو الخبز. Again, yeast is added during making bread or baking bread. Why? Because we know yeast produce what? Produces carbon dioxide gas. yeast بتعمل عملية اسمها fermentation، عملية تخمر، وده بيخرج غاز بنسميه carbon dioxide gas. طب ده مهم للبيكنج بريد. important، مهم جدا. produce carbon dioxide gas that make the bread، وده بيخلي العيش spongy يعني اسفنجي and tasty. اسفنجي معناه انه هيستوي من كل الاجزاء من جوه ومن بره فيبقى طعمه كمان كويس يعني tasty. So again the question says Give reason. Yeast is added during baking bread. So the question answer will be that. I can answer simply because yeast produces carbon dioxide gas that make the bread spongy and tasty. ده بيخلي العيش spongy وكمان tasty. So another question. Clear lime water gets turbid if carbon dioxide gas passes in it. Again, clear lime water gets turbid if carbon dioxide gas passes through it. So now we have Mariam from Asyut will answer this question. Hello, Mariam. Mariam from Asyut.
Hello, mister.
Hello, Mariam. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. How is science with you, Mariam?
Now?
How is science with you? Science عامل ايه معاكم كويس؟ You like science? Okay, Mariam. You have a question, Mariam, or you want to be asked?
لا, I want to be asked.
Okay, you want to be asked. So the question says that give reason, Mariam. Clear lime water gets turbid if carbon dioxide gas passes through it. Clear lime water gets turbid if carbon dioxide gas passes in it or through it.
Because it contains calcium carbonate, which is insoluble in water.
Excellent, Mariam, but please, I can't say contain. I can say it forms. So the question will be that due to formation or because it forms لأنها بتكون calcium carbonate which is insoluble in water. Again, because it forms or due to the formation of calcium carbonate which is insoluble in water. Another question, Mariam. The question says the environment suffers from the increase of carbon dioxide gas percentage. Environment البيئة suffers from بتعاني أي زيادة في الكربون دايوكسيد. The environment
due to removal forests and means transport.
قول لي عايز اعرف البروبلم اللي بتحصل بسبب increase of carbon dioxide. مش عايز اعرف ليه بيزيد الكربون دايوكسيد. بقول environment suffers from يعني لو ال CO2 زاد carbon dioxide increases. طبعا ده حصل بالفعل already ده حصل. ايه المشكلة اللي ممكن تحصل لي من ده؟ The environment the increase of carbon dioxide gas percentage. عندنا مش مين carbon dioxide.
لا ثانية أقول السؤال تاني
يا مريم بيقول لي the environment suffers from the increase of carbon dioxide gas percentage. يعني لو حصل ان CO2 زاد ده هيسبب لي ايه؟
because suffocate all living
Yeah, very good, excellent. It will cause suffocation and what else? مشكلة بنقع فيها كتير قوي في الصيف.
green plants can't make photosynthesis process.
لا بالعكس يا مريم بقى ال CO2 مهم جدا للبلانت. لو زاد البلانت هيعمل photosynthesis process كويس قوي. هي في مشكلة بتزود الحرارة. Increase temperature.
Global warming.
Very good. So the answer will be that because the increase in carbon dioxide gas in air causes suffocation, اختناق, and global warming. Again, because the increase in carbon dioxide gas in air causes suffocation, as you said, and also global warming. Another question, Mariam.
Okay.
Damage of medulla oblongata means this. Damage of medulla oblongata means this. تلف النخاع المستطيل بيؤدي للوفاة.
Damage of medulla because it controls all the involuntary process such as heartbeat.
Very good, excellent, Mariam. Because medulla oblongata controls or have the responsibility of the involuntary actions inside the body, such as heartbeat, such as movement of intestine, movement of stomach, such as movement of blood circulation, such as any involuntary process or any involuntary action inside the body. Very good, excellent, Mariam. Now I will give you another question from my own mind, okay?
Okay.
Mariam, can you tell me what's the difference between collecting oxygen gas and collecting carbon dioxide gas?
Oxygen gas collected by downward displacement of water because it's scarcely dissolved in water.
Yeah.
Carbon dioxide gas collected by upward displacement of air because it
it's heavier than air.
Water.
It's heavier than air. Okay. You said that oxygen gas is collected by downward displacement of water because oxygen gas is scarcely dissolved in water, but carbon dioxide gas is collected by upward displacement of air because carbon dioxide gas is heavier than air and it's easily dissolved in water. So very good, Mariam, excellent. You are an excellent pupil. Another question. Can you give me one function for the cerebrum? What is the
cerebrum
function? Yeah, cerebrum.
con receives the impulses from 5 sense organs and control the voluntary process such as running and eating.
Okay, control the voluntary processes such as eating, running, and also control the sense organs such as vision, hearing, and so on. So very good, excellent, Mariam. Thank you very much for your participation and wait for us today. We have a very important selection of questions. Thank you very good, Mariam. Very much, Mariam. So another question. The question says photosynthesis process is a very vital process to human. So هنا بيقول لي الphotosynthesis process هي عملية مهمة جدا. Please in this question read the question carefully. هنا بيقول لي ليه هي مهمة؟ واتفقنا أكتر من مرة إن لما يقول لي very important أو very vital أو very necessary كأنه بالظبط يقول لي إيه هي الفانكشن بتاعتها، إيه هي وظيفتها أو إيه هو دورها في حياتنا. So the answer would be that because it provides the body with oxygen necessary for respiration. Because it provides the body with oxygen necessary for respiration. عشان بتمدنا بالأكسجين الضروري جدا للتنفس أو للحياة. So the question again says photosynthesis process is very vital process to human because it provides the body with oxygen necessary for respiration. Another question. Mercury is used in making thermometers. Mercury is used in making thermometer. لاستخدامنا الميركوري تحديدا. Why mercury especially is used in making thermometer? I have four reasons for this question. Not only one reason. From one of them, because mercury is good conductor of heat, because mercury doesn't stick to the glass tube, because mercury is a transparent material that can be seen easily through the glass tube, and at last it expands regularly. So the mercury is a very important material that is used in thermometer for many reasons, not only one reason. So now we have Yosri from Cairo. Yosri, hello.
Hello, Mr. I am fine.
Hello, Yosri. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Okay, Yosri, you have a question you want to be asked?
I wanted to be asked.
Okay, Yosri, you have a question now. Give reason question. The question says nitrogen is used in storing petroleum. Nitrogen is used in
because it is an inactive gas that called lifeless.
Very good, Yosri, excellent. Because nitrogen gas is inactive element and it's called lifeless, or it's called azote. Very good, Yosri, excellent. Another question. The question says oxygen is created or is collected by displacing water downwards.
Because it is scarcely dissolved in water.
Because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water. So Yosri, I will give you question from my own mind, okay?
Okay.
Yossi, can you make a comparison between cranial nerves and the spinal nerves? Can you give me the number of each one of them?
A cranial nerve is 12 or the spinal nerve is 31.
Cranial nerves 12 pairs. Okay, Yosri, لازم أركز قوي أقول 12 pairs. But spinal nerves 31 pairs.
31 pairs.
Another point of comparison, مقارنة تانية. From which they extend?
Cranial nerve expands from the brain, while spinal nerve expands from the spinal cord.
No, Yosri, cranial nerves extend, not expand. Extend or emerge from the brain, and spinal nerves emerge or extend from what?
From spinal cord.
Spinal cord. Okay, Yossi, can you give me one function only for the spinal cord?
Control in reflex action.
Control the reflex action. Okay, give me some example of reflex action.
When you jumping, keep your balance.
When you're jumping,
you can keep your balance.
Keep balance on sliding. يعني تحافظ على التوازن أثناء التزحلق by the reflex action during the or by the movement of the spinal cord, by the function of the spinal cord. Another example of reflex action. Blinking your eyes.
Blinking of your eye when something when something close your eye.
When something gets near your eyes, okay? Another example. What happened to the eye pupil during dim light and intense light? Do you remember? What happened to the eye pupil?
It gets bigger.
Gets bigger or gets wider during what?
During the dim light.
Dim light. في الضوء الخافت الضوء الضعيف it gets bigger, it gets wider. So what happened in intense light, strong light, الضوء القوي?
The eye pupil gets smaller.
Gets
due
smaller
to
or
the light.
Or gets narrow, or it has a constriction اوكي يسري very good
مستر
excellent.
معلش يعني ايه كونستراكشن؟ اللي هي
يعني
في
هنا
الأي
معناها
بي.
تضييق يسري زي narrowing. هي
يا
اوكي
مستر.
اكستنشن درسناها في الثرمومتر، هي الاختناق اللي في الثرمومتر، لكن هنا في الاي بيبل معناها انه بيصغر بيحصل له narrowing.
اوكي يا
اوكي
مستر.
بيبقى ضيق شويه. اوكي يسري very good. You have another question?
اوكي.
Another question is okay. The question says that oxygen gas doesn't change the color of blue and red litmus paper. You will see the question now on the monitor. Oxygen gas doesn't change the color. Oh, we have lost the connection with Yusri. Thank you, Yusri, for your participation. You are a very excellent pupil. The question says that oxygen gas doesn't change the blue and red color litmus paper, or doesn't change both of them, because we know that oxygen gas is neutral effect، يعني تأثيره متعادل على الليتمس بيبر، ولا بيحمر ولا بيزرع. So we can say that because oxygen gas has neutral effect on litmus paper. Again, the question says oxygen gas doesn't change the color of blue and red litmus paper because oxygen gas has neutral effect on litmus paper. Another question. Plastic differs from copper in conducting heat. Plastic differs from copper in conducting heat. ليه البلاستيك بيختلف عن الكوبر في توصيل الحرارة؟ Because plastic is bad conductor of heat, but copper is a good conductor of heat. Because plastic is bad conductor of heat, but copper is good conductor of heat. So now we have another caller. Minna, how are you, Minna?
الو السلام عليكم، ازيك يا
وعليكم
مستر؟
السلام يا منى، ازيك؟ How are you?
الحمد لله I'm fine thank you.
How is science with you, Minna? Minna,
الو انا مع حضرتك.
how is science with you, Minna? Science is good, is difficult, is easy? It's good, okay? Okay, you have a question, Minna, or you want to be asked?
ماشي.
ماشي، okay, Minna.
Yes.
You want to be asked? تاخدي سؤال؟
Yes.
Okay, Minna, the question says label the following diagram. You know this question? Label the following diagram. حط الأسماء على الرسم. Label the following diagram. Okay, Minna?
ماشي.
What's the name of number one?
نعم.
What is the name of number one? Number one, Minna.
spinal
No, Minna, wrong. Number one. This part is the upper limb. Upper limb, الأطراف
upper
العلوية.
limit. shoulder bone.
No, not shoulder bone, Minna. Number one here. Number one points to what? Number one points to humerus. Humerus يعني عظمة العضد. Okay, Minna? Humerus. So what about number two?
Number two humerus.
No, number one humerus. Number two forearm.
Number
forearm.
two hand bone.
No, Minna, please study hard, Minna. Number two forearm bone. Number three hand bone. Again, Minna. Number one is
Number
humerus.
one
Number one
humerus.
is humerus. Number two is forearm bone. Forearm bone عظام اليد أو الساعد الأمامية. And at last, number three, hand bone أو عظام اليد. Again, Minna, this called what? This is the upper limb. ده upper limb أو الطرف العلوي اللي هو الدراع كله يعني. It consists of three main parts. 3 أجزاء. Number one, humerus bone عظمة العضد. Humerus bone. Number two, forearm bones. four هنا مش معناها 4. 4 FORE يعني عظام الساعد الأمامية، هي الجزء اللي قدام يعني. And at last, hand bone. Look at Minna. They are the name of this part. The upper limb الأطراف العلوية. Humerus, forearm bone, and at last hand bone. Humerus, forearm bone, and at last hand bone. Minna, you must study hard. Another question for you, Minna. Label the following figure.
Okay, mister.
Okay. Label يا Minna يلا.
هي هنا number one.
What is this part? What is this figure? This figure represent what? The lower limb. Minna, you don't study hard, Minna. You need to study hard, okay?
هتبقى
number one, Minna, will be femur bone. عظمة الفخذ, femur bone. Number two will be
number two
shaft bone. Excellent, Minna, very good. Shaft bone. And at last, number three,
foot bone.
very good. Let us see the answer. Number 1 femur bone, number 2
Number 1
shaft
femur,
bone,
number 2 shaft bones, number 3 foot.
number 3 foot bones, as you said. So Minna, I'll give you a question from my own mind. Okay, Minna? Can you tell me what's meant by mass? What's meant by mass? First definition which we have studied this semester. أول definition درسناه، أول موضوع درسناه. What's meant by mass? Mass and weight. الكتلة والوزن. What's meant by mass?
هو انا الويت سهل.
طب قولي الويت يا منى. اوكي الويت سهل.
الماس اند ويت، يعني حضرتك لو جبت لي السؤال.
What's meant by mass? What's meant by weight, Minna?
It is amount of matter in an object.
Yeah, mass is the amount of matter in an object. What's meant by weight? What's meant by weight? Weight is
the weight. It is the gravity force by which a body is attracted to the earth.
Very good. The attraction force by which the body is attracted toward the earth. So Minna, please study hard. We don't have much time. الوقت اللي باقي مش كتير قوي. Please study more and more. Thank you Minna for your participation and wait for us today. We have very important question. Another question says label the following diagram. Let us back to the same question. The same question says label the following diagram. Look here. We have the preparation of a very important gas which we have studied this semester. The preparation of what? Of oxygen gas. The preparation of oxygen gas. So number 1 is what? Number 1 is the solution which we have used. هنا محلول استخدمناه مهم جدا which is called what? Which is called hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. Number 2 is the black powder which acts as a catalyst. The black powder that acts as a catalyst which is called manganese dioxide powder. Number 2, manganese dioxide powder. Number 3, surely it will be water. Number 4, at last there will be the gas which we have prepared, which is the oxygen gas. Oxygen gas here we have prepared it by or we have collected it by downward displacement of water. So now we have Yusuf from Cairo. I think that.
Hello?
Yusuf, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, Yusuf, you have a question you want to be asked?
No, I wanted to be asked.
You want to be asked? Okay, well, Yusuf, we have a question for labeling the foil diagram about oxygen gas preparation. Okay? You can label it with me. Number 1 is what, Yusuf? You will see it on the monitor now.
1, manganese dioxide.
Number 1, no, manganese dioxide powder. Number 1 will be what? Yusuf, concentrate. Number 1, نشوف تاني label. Number 1 is the solution.
What?
Number 1 is the solution. هو المحلول اللي هستخدمه عشان أحضر بيه oxygen gas. Number 1.
Manganese dioxide?
No, number 1 is the hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide. Okay? Which I put it in this funnel. Okay, Yusuf?
Okay.
Hydrogen peroxide or what? ممكن كمان أسميه إيه تاني؟
2 manganese dioxide.
2 number 2 manganese dioxide powder. So what about number 3?
Number 3 is water.
Number 3 water. Number 4.
Number 4
the gas which I prepared.
Oxygen
gas. So Yusuf, I have a question from this diagram. Give reason we have collected oxygen by down displacement of water.
Because it's scarcely dissolved in water.
Because oxygen is scarcely dissolved in water. So now let us see what is your answer. What's your answer, Yusuf? Hydrogen peroxide number 1, manganese dioxide powder, water number 3, at last oxygen gas. So Yusuf, I will give you a question from my own mind. Okay?
Okay.
Give reason in this preparation of oxygen gas we have used manganese dioxide powder. ليه استخدمنا manganese dioxide powder?
What?
Give reason we have used manganese dioxide powder in preparation of oxygen gas.
Because
يعني ايه دوره في التفاعل ده؟ ليه استخدمناه؟ Give reason we have used manganese dioxide powder, or another give reason manganese dioxide powder is a very important material in preparation of oxygen gas because it acts as what? هي دورها ايه في التفاعل يا يوسف؟ هي بتعمل ايه في الرياكشن ده؟ It acts as a catalyst. دورها انها catalyst يعني عامل حفاز، عامل مساعد. Okay يوسف؟ Okay, so we can say that manganese dioxide powder acts as a catalyst in the preparation of oxygen gas and increase the speed of the reaction. So another question for Yusuf. Okay, you will have the question now. Label the following diagram again. Number 1. Label the following diagram.
Okay.
Yeah, يعني برضو عايز احط البيانات يا يوسف.
1 carbon dioxide.
Very good, excellent, carbon dioxide. So what about number 2?
2 hydrofluoric acid.
Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric,
acid.
not chloric. Okay? Hydrochloric.
Okay.
Number 3.
3 potassium hydroxide.
No. 3, Yusuf.
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium carbonate. Number 3
Calcium.
is the calcium carbonate that react with hydrochloric acid and form carbon dioxide gas. So in this labeling diagram, I will give you another give reason, Yusuf. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Give reason. We collect carbon dioxide gas by upward displacement of air.
Of air because it's heavier than air.
Very good. Excellent. Because it's heavier than air or because it's easily dissolved in water. So we can collect carbon dioxide gas by upward displacement of air. So Yusuf, can you give me another function or one function only for the human nervous system?
Human nervous system?
Yeah. What's the important, what is the function, what is the rule of the human nervous system? الجهاز العصبي كله ايه وظيفته؟ I have many functions for the nervous system, Yusuf. It's a very easy question. It controls all the body organs.
Oh.
It make communication between the systems inside the body. Okay, it oversees all the functions or processes inside the body. It controls all the vital process inside the body and so on. Okay?
Okay.
At last, Yusuf, can you give me or tell me, sorry, what's the types of muscles? Yeah, أنواع المسل, أنواع العضلات. Yeah.
Voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles.
Okay, Yusuf, voluntary muscles, عضلات إرادية, such as what?
Voluntary muscles such as trunks.
Such as trunk muscle, such as face muscle, limbs muscle, and abdominal wall muscle, جدار البطن برضه عضلات إرادية. So what, give me another type of muscle which are?
Involuntary muscles.
Involuntary muscles, such as what?
Bladder
muscles.
Blood
vessel muscles. Heart. The most important or the strongest muscle inside our body. Okay, thank you very much, but please concentrate in your question. You are a very good pupil, but you need more practice. Okay? أنت محتاج تتدرب أكتر شوية يوسف. Okay? Thank you very much. So now let's back to our questions for this episode. Another type of questions, write scientific term. The question says, a chemical substance that decomposes into water and oxygen gas. A chemical substance, مادة كيميائية, decomposes, بتتحلل ل water and oxygen gas. مية أكسجين. هي أكيد من اسمها كده هتكون oxygen water أو مية الأكسجين أو هنسميها hydrogen peroxide. وهي ليها اسمين. ممكن أسميها hydrogen peroxide or oxygen water. Hydrogen peroxide or oxygen water. So again, the question says a chemical substance that decomposes into water and oxygen gas, so it will be hydrogen peroxide or oxygen water. Another question. The question says a flame used in cutting and welding metals, a flame used in cutting and welding metals, a flame used in cutting and welding metals, it will be oxyacetylene flame. Another question, but before this question, we have Mona from Cairo. I think that Mona. Hello, Mona.
أنا عايزة أتسأل.
حاضر يا منى. Okay, you want to be asked, Mona? Okay, Mona. The question says that write scientific term. Okay. Mona, you are ready? Mona.
Okay.
Okay. The question says write scientific term. Strips that fix. Okay, Mona. Okay. That fix the muscle to the bone. Strips that fix muscles to the bones. or ligaments يعني خيوط أو أربطة بتربط الماسلز مع البون العضلات مع العظام.
Tendons.
Very good, excellent Mona. It will be tendons أو الأوتار أو الأربطة. It will be strips that fix the muscle to the bones. Another questions, Mona. A gas which consists of 3 atoms of oxygen gas. A gas which consists of 3 atoms of oxygen gas. Ozone gas that protected the earth from what, Mona? Ozone gas protected us or the earth from what? بيحمينا من ايه يا منى الاوزون gas ده؟ Mona, you are cheating. Someone is helping you.
Thank you.
I can hear that. What, Mona? Okay, we have lost the call with Mona. Mona, please try to call us again later. Okay, the question says that a gas which consists of 3 atoms of oxygen gas, it will be ozone gas, and we know that ozone gas or ozone layer protects the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation. بتحمي الأشعة الضارة اللي بنسميها الأشعة الفوق بنفسجية. Another question says the center of main control of the body or of the human body, center of main control, مركز التحكم الرئيسي في الجسم كله, surely it will be the brain, and we know that brain consists of three parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Again, center of the main control of the body, it will be the brain, and also we know that the brain consists of three parts which are the cerebrum, cerebellum, and also medulla oblongata. Another question. A form of energy that transfers from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. A form of energy that transfers from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. Surely it will be the heat energy. Heat energy, it is a form of energy that transfers from the higher temperature object to the lower temperature object. Another question. The location where bonds meet each other and allow movement, the location or the site or the place where bonds meet each other and allow movement. So before I answer this question, we have Nayera. Nayera, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, Nayera, you have a question you want to be asked?
I want to be asked.
Okay, Nayera, the question says, write scientific term, the location where bonds meet each other and allow movement.
Joint.
Joint, very good. Joint المفصل or joints المفاصل, they are the location where bonds meet each other and allow movement. So Nayera, can you tell me what are the type of joints?
Movable joint, freely joint, movable joint.
Again Nayera, immovable joint, مفصل غير متحرك, such as what?
Movable.
Such as what Nayera?
Skull.
You said that immovable joint مفصل غير متحرك such as the skull. Another type, نوع التاني.
Movable joint.
Freely or slightly? انت قلتي number one, immovable, مفصل غير متحرك such as the skull. Surely it's excellent. So what about the other type, second type?
Slightly.
It's slightly movable joint. يعني slightly يعني مفصل محدود الحركة. It allow movement only in one direction such as what?
Knee and elbow.
Such as knee or elbow, الكوع أو الركبة. Also, what are the last type, the third type, النوع الثالث الأخير?
Freely movable joint.
Freely movable joint such as what?
Wrist.
Such as wrist. Wrist, I can move my wrist in all direction like that. So wrist is freely movable joint, مفصل واسع الحركة. Or shoulder joint. Shoulder joint is also freely movable joint. هو مفصل برضه واسع الحركة. ليه؟ Because it allow movement in all directions. Another example of freely movable joint. Wrist, shoulder, thigh or hip. And the last one is the ankle. Ankle joint, which is found above the foot, is also from the freely movable joint. So excellent, Nayera. Another question for you. Long strips that fix the muscle to the bones. Long strips, the question is repeated and is very important at the same time. Long strips that fix the muscle to the bones.
Tendon.
Tendons, very good, excellent. Another question for you, Nayera. Automatic response of the body to different stimuli. Automatic response of the body to different stimuli.
Reflex action.
Very good, reflex action. Can you tell me, Nayera, what is the organ of the body which is responsible for the reflex action?
Spinal cord.
Spinal cord, not the brain. يعني مش البرشور. spinal cord شور يا نيرة مش البرين. Okay, very good, excellent. Another question for Nayera. The measurement unit of mass which is almost equal to a mass of liter of water.
Kilogram.
Kilogram, very good, excellent. So Nayera, can you make a comparison between medical and Celsius thermometer? Another question from my own mind. أنا عايز أعمل comparison بين medical and Celsius thermometer. Yeah.
Medical used to measure the temperature of human body.
Yeah, medical thermometer is used for measuring the temperature of the human body. So what about Celsius one?
Using to measure the temperature of liquid.
Used to measure temperature of the liquid such as water. Another difference. فرق تاني بين الاثنين.
Scale medical from 35 to
42.
Excellent. The graduation or the scale in the medical thermometer started from 35 to 42 Celsius or centigrade. What about the
100.
Celsius? From 0 to 100, or in some cases 200. Oh, another difference, or the last difference? Which one of them contains constriction?
Medical thermometer has.
Medical thermometer has a constriction, but Celsius 1 has no constriction. Thank you very much, Nayera. And please try again to call us in next hours, inshallah. So now let's back to the question of this episode. The question says, write the term again. The measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. The measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. Surely it will be Newton. Newton again is the measurement only, or the only measurement unit of weight, which is almost equal to a mass of 100 gram. Another question. The building unit or the basic unit of the nervous system. The building unit or the basic unit of the nervous system, again it will be the nerve cell or the neuron أو الخلايا العصبية أو بنسميها nerve cell. It is the building unit or the basic unit of the nervous system. Another question. The body organ which is responsible for reflex action, the body organ which is responsible for reflex action, surely it will be the spinal cord, not the brain. Please note, تاخد بالنا كويس قوي لما تقول عن reflex action او رد فعل منعكس، هو spinal cord مش البرين، مش المخ، هو spinal cord او النخاع الشوكي. Again, the body organ which is responsible for reflex action, it will be the spinal cord. Another question. The bony box that contain brain inside it, the bony box that contain brain inside it. So now we have Omar that will answer this question. Omar, how are you?
I'm fine.
How are you, Omar? You have a question, Omar, you want to be asked?
Skull.
You want to be asked? Omar?
Hello.
Hello, Omar, how are you?
I am fine.
Okay, you have a question, Omar?
Yes.
Yeah, what's your question?
Skull.
You want to be asked? تسألي عمر?
The bony box that.
Yeah, the bony box that contains a brain inside it.
Skull.
What, Omar? It will be the skull. Very good, Omar. Excellent. It will be the skull. Another question, Omar. The structure that which consists of 33 vertebra. The structure which consists of 33 vertebra.
Vertebral.
Vertebral what?
Vertebral.
Vertebral column، العمود الفقري. Or backbone، ممكن كمان نسميه عمر backbone or vertebral column. Again, the structure which consists of 33 vertebra, it will be the vertebral column or the backbone. So عمر, what is found between each vertebra and the other؟ كان في حاجة مهمة قوي موجودة بين كل vertebra والتانية، بين كل فقرة والتانية. إيه هي يا عمر؟ Okay, there is something which is very important which is found between each vertebra and the other. في حاجة مهمة قوي موجودة بين كل فقرة والفقرة اللي تحتها أو اللي فوقيها. إيه هي الحاجة دي يا عمر؟
لا.
That will be the cartilage الغضروف أو الغضاريف. Okay? The cartilage is very important part or is a very important structure which is found between the vertebra. So Omar, give reason. The question says, give reason. There is a cartilage between each vertebra and the other. يعني ليه ربنا خلق كده cartilage غضروف بين كل فقرة والتانية، وكمان بين كل البونز between the bones there is a cartilage.
Because.
Yeah, to prevent what? To prevent very important force. قوة مهمة أوي درسناها في primary 5. To prevent friction. So the answer again will be to prevent friction. So the question says, let me write it, Omar. Give reason. نكتب مع بعض. Give reason. There is a cartilage. There is a cartilage between each vertebra. There is a cartilage between each vertebra and the other. There is a cartilage between each vertebra and the other. So the answer will for what?
Because to prevent.
Yeah, to prevent. The answer simply to prevent عشان تمنع friction الاحتكاك. Okay, so again to prevent friction. Okay Omar, excellent. Another question. The question says the area of two ponds meeting. The area, the question says again, scientific term, the area of two ponds meeting. Please Omar, hear us from the television, not from the telephone. Okay Omar, can you make the television lower? Okay. The area of two ponds meeting. يعني مكان no not vertebral column. The area of two ponds meeting, it will be the joint المفصل. Okay Omar, please hear us from the telephone. The last question for you Omar. A gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia gas. A gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia gas.
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen gas. Excellent Omar, very good. Thank you for your participation Omar. Thank you very much. Okay, now let's back for the questions we have started today, or what we have started this semester. The last question which Omar answered is that a gas which is used in manufacturing of ammonia gas, it will be nitrogen gas. It will be again nitrogen gas. So another question says a chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction. A chemical substance that increases the speed of the reaction, it will be surely the catalyst. Catalyst أو اللي بنسميها عامل حفاز أو عامل مساعد. It will be the chemical substance that increase the speed of the reaction, such as manganese dioxide powder. Such as what? Such as manganese dioxide powder. Another question says the process that the plant carry out to make its own food. The process that the plant carry out to make its own food, it will be photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process, it is the process that the plant carry out to make its own food. هي العملية اللي بيقوم بها النبات عشان يصنع فيها غذائه، هي عملية photosynthesis process أو البناء الضوئي. Another question. The question says material that let heat flow through. Materials that let heat flow through, surely it will be the good conductors of heat. Good conductors of heat, they are the material that conduct heat, or they are the material that allow heat to flow through. Another question, sorry. Material that don't let heat flow through. Material that don't let heat flow through, surely they will be the bad conductors of heat. Bad conductor of heat, they are the material that don't conduct heat, or that don't let heat flow through. Another question. The body organ which is responsible for reflex action. Again, this question is very important, so that I repeated this question in this episode up till now about 3 times. السؤال ده اتكرر النهارده 3 مرات، يبقى سؤال مهم جدا جدا جدا. The body organ which is responsible for reflex action، رد الفعل منعكس، مسؤول عنه عضو مهم جدا في جسمنا هو spinal cord. Spinal cord أو النخاع الشوكي هو the body organ which is responsible for reflex action. Spinal cord is the body organ which is responsible for reflex action. Another question. The system which is responsible for the communication and coordination between human body system, again the system which is responsible for the communication and coordination between human body system, surely it will be the nervous system. Nervous system أو الجهاز العصبي هو الجهاز مسؤول عن كل حاجة في جسمنا تقريبا. communication اتصالات بين السيستمز أو بين الأجزاء الداخلية للجسم، and coordination التنسيق اللي بيحصل بين كل أعضاء الجسم المختلفة. So again, the system which is responsible for مسؤول عن communication and coordination between the body system, all the human body system, it will be the nervous system أو الجهاز العصبي. Another question. The question says the automatic or autonomic response of the body to different stimuli. The automatic or autonomic response of the body to different stimuli، يعني استجابة تلقائية الجسم لأي مؤثر خارجي. stimuli معناها مؤثر. surely it will be the reflex action. Reflex action again is the automatic or autonomic response of the body to different stimuli. Another question. The structure that links the brain with the spinal cord and is responsible for involuntary action. هنا سؤال مهم قوي، هو طويل شوية لكن very important. the structure يعني تركيب في جسمنا أو عضو في جسمنا، جزء من جسمنا that links the brain. link يعني بيوصل أو بيربط البرين بالسباينال كورد. وكمان مسؤول عن حاجة مهمة قوي اسمها involuntary actions، أفعال لا إرادية أو عمليات لا إرادية inside the body. surely it will be the medulla oblongata. medulla oblongata again is the structure that links between the brain and the spinal cord and also is responsible for involuntary actions، أفعال لا إرادية. Another question. An instrument used for measuring the temperature. هنا سؤال in general، هو جهاز بيقيس الحرارة in general، ما حددليش ولا liquids ولا human body. surely I can say the thermometer. An instrument used for measuring the temperature, it will be the thermometer أو thermometer. Another question. The liquid used in making thermometers. The liquid used in making thermometers. surely it will be the mercury أو الزئبق. and we know that we have 4 reasons. عندنا 4 أسباب لاستخدام الميركوري inside the thermometer. from them it's a liquid material that conduct heat. It's a good conductor of heat. It can be seen easily by the eye and also it doesn't stick to the glass tube. Another question. The body organ which is responsible for reflex action. المرة الرابعة النهارده بنقول نفس السؤال. surely it will be the spinal cord أو النخاع الشوكي. The system which is responsible for communication and coordination between human body system. surely it will be the human nervous system. human nervous system. and in 1 minute I will remind you أفكركم بس في خلال دقيقة what is the structure of the nervous system. we can write with ourselves the structure of the nervous system which we have studied. let us write it. nervous system contains 2 main parts بيكون من جزئين رئيسيين سميناهم central nervous system أو CNS and also peripheral nervous system. central nervous system contains also 2 main parts. هو كمان جزئين هما البرين المخ brain spinal cord النخاع الشوكي. so what about the peripheral nervous system? peripheral nervous system it contains or consists of 2 main parts which are cranial nerves الأعصاب المخية cranial nerves and also spinal nerves الأعصاب الشوكية. and we know that cranial nerves are 12 pairs and the spinal nerves 31 pairs. so by this reminding you of what is the structure of nervous system, I'm afraid we have reached the end of this episode. so I promise you to meet again next Thursday inshallah, and we will have a new collection of questions that will benefit you in your syllabus this semester. and now thank you and goodbye.